Chi volunteers in Quanzhou, China prepared ginger tea and hot food to provide the rescue team with energy supply. In Malaysia, volunteers have improved the facilities at the recycling station to help the senior volunteers save energy and time. Welcome to Dai Headlines, I'm Simon Gan. Thank you for joining us. The Xinjia Hotel, which was used to quarantine COVID-19 contacts in Quanzhou City, China, collapsed in the evening of March 7. Firefighters continued to rescue people throughout the night and could only rest on the floor. After Tzu Chi volunteers learned about this, they immediately sent Jingzi folding beds and blankets to the scene and prepared ginger tea and hot food to provide the rescue team with energy supply.
After the building collapsed, while firefighters carried out disaster relief overnight, Tzu Chi volunteers were busy transporting aid materials back and forth. When volunteers arrived at the disaster area, they saw the scene of firefighters sleeping on the floor, making them feel for the fighters.
We have sent 400 blankets to the firefighters and rescue workers. When we saw them lying on the floor, we covered them with blankets quietly.
Apart from blankets, nearly 100 of Xinjia folding beds were also delivered.
This is invented for disaster relief to avoid everyone sleeping on the floor. Best wishes to you. Thank you.
These people work very hard. We have prepared some water and braised about 300 soy sauce eggs. We have also prepared some grain flour, ginger soup, tea, and coffee for them.
From midnight to dawn, volunteers didn't sleep all night to serve tea and snacks to firefighters. While the rescue was still ongoing, Tzu Chi volunteers encouraged people to donate blood, contributing their parts to the injured.
Since the epidemic outbreak, medical professionals in many Chinese provinces have been staying at the hospitals. They face the pressure of caring for the patients while missing their family. To give them support, Tzu Chi volunteers have delivered more than 500 care packages for the medical staff.
祝福卡就是大家一起用手写的一些祝福我们医护人员的话，因为他们在一线防疫真的是很辛苦，真的让人很敬佩。
In the care packages for medical professionals, Changsha volunteers have put in multigrain powder and something for their spiritual growth.
There is a sachet. It has our best wishes written on it. There is a consolation letter from Dharma Master Zhen Yan on behalf of Tzu Chi Foundation. This is to comfort the respectable medical professionals who have worked selflessly.
After packing 519 care packages, volunteers immediately delivered them to Changsha First Hospital.
Just flip to any page. Xinjia aphorism can inspire you. The brown rice powder is good for our medical professionals' health as it is organic. This is for our bodies. This is for our mind.
Since the epidemic outbreak, many medical professionals have stayed at the hospital. Having returned home for 2 months, they miss their families and appreciate the volunteers who have given them support.
We are deeply touched. Kind-hearted people like you have given us much help and support. We really appreciate it. You have encouraged us. We will persevere till the end.
Volunteers and hospital staff work together to place the gifts into the warehouse. They hope the epidemic will end soon.
Tzu Chi Foundation has prepared 1,100 care packages for the Taichung residents who are being quarantined. In the care packages, there are food, health supplements, Jingzi publications, and well-wish cards. It is hoped that the residents who receive the packages can feel the people's love and care.
Tzu Chi is donating care packages for the Taichung residents who are being quarantined. Mayor Lu Xiuyan received the gifts on behalf of Taichung City.
除了提供食物啊，各种
Besides providing all kinds of food, they have also included books for spiritual growth. This way, the residents who are being quarantined can calm their anxious minds.
让他们情绪有安定的作用。
In the 1,100 care packages, there are Jingsi publications, Jingsi aphorisms, instant rice, multigrain powder, Jingsi cookies, peace charms, and well-wish cards.
代表上人还有我们常驻师傅。
On behalf of the Master and Dharma Masters, we deliver our care and best wishes to the residents who are being quarantined. We hope they will be peaceful and calm during the quarantine period.
一个检疫期间。
In addition, a pharmaceutical company owner who's also Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Bengyuan has provided health supplements for the residents.
其实自身的免疫力。
In fact, our immunity is very important. Prevention is better than treatment. We should work hard to manage our health.
更重要的要去努力的。
These care packages will be delivered into the hands of Taichung residents who are being quarantined, with the volunteers' best wishes.
In Vietnam, people are having a hard time buying masks for protection. Therefore, local volunteers have mobilized to make fabric masks. They chose waterproof and permeable fabric to ensure the masks are comfortable to wear. They will give out the fabric masks to kindergarteners and elementary school students. Let's take a look.
The sound of sewing machines can be heard as Hanoi volunteers mobilize to make fabric masks for epidemic prevention.
This is my first time using a sewing machine. I've learned from scratch. I'm afraid that I'll break this volunteer sewing machine.
I was really happy when I learned that volunteers are needed. I enjoy helping other people. As a volunteer, I forget about my worries.
I enjoy doing good deeds. Volunteers are needed to help prevent the spread of the epidemic, and I'm glad to help out.
To ensure the people who wear the mask will not feel stuffy, volunteers have chosen the fabric that is waterproof and permeable.
The masks we're making are waterproof. The inner layer is cotton fabric that is permeable. The people who wear them will not feel stuffy. They're comfortable.
These masks will be given to kindergarteners and elementary school students so they can learn about epidemic prevention and protect themselves.
This kind of fabric masks can be washed and reused. It is good for the environment. Everyone's working hard to prevent the spread of the virus.
To fight the epidemic, volunteers are doing their part to protect children. They also hope with their efforts the surgical masks can be saved for the medical professionals.
In the US, Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Jiazhang feels people should take out a vegetarian diet to help stop the virus. So he went out to tell people to take out a vegetarian diet 1 day a month and do it for the whole year. They only need to pay $15 a month and the restaurant will deliver the meals to their homes.
我们希望呢，你呢一个月呢吃一餐素，一天素了，那一餐里面是15块，一年呢就是180块，好不好？
一年180，没问题。
没问题。一个礼拜6我们会帮你把便當送過嚟給你吃。咁呢個便當呢，我哋揾一間餐廳去做。咁啊，我哋同我老闆講話，除咗扣咗成本之外呢，其他個利潤呢叫佢捐出嚟。
Due to his persuasion, 22 people have agreed to take up the offer after 2 weeks of his efforts. Store owners wrote checks to pay for the cost of his meals for 1 year.
I appeal to everyone to join this event and hope this new coronavirus will soon die down and humans will not kill animals for food anymore.
有这个念头想要去吃素，可是说你真的。
I had the idea about taking a vegetarian diet, but I would need some push to start going for it. It so happened that you came and reminded me, and I would think, sure, and I can begin doing it.
I hope this event will not last for 1 year. I hope it will continue forever. In the second year, I will look for 20 people for this event and 20 more people in the third year. I hope the members will continue eating a vegetarian diet.
Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Jiazheng will use his actions to promote a vegetarian diet, so more people will choose to join.
In order to improve personal immunity for the current epidemic, the Tainan city government began to promote vegetarianism, with Tzu Chi volunteers assisting in making vegetarian meal boxes. The cafeteria in the city government office also specially arranged a vegetarian zone. Let's take a look.
都是台南市的在地食材。
Opening the meal box, you'll see there are all vegetables inside. During this epidemic period, Tainan city government responded to Tzu Chi Foundation to advocate vegetarianism.
The cauliflower I ate was very delicious. During this epidemic period, we think that what Tzu Chi did to advocate vegetarianism is suitable and necessary. We also hope that through this opportunity, government officials can know more about the advantages of vegetarian diet.
Actually, most of the greenhouse gases are from animal husbandry. We should minimize eating meat and replace it with vegetables, which is very good to the environment.
In order to drive government officials to adopt vegetarian diets, Tzu Chi volunteers in Anping Liaison Office started cooking early in the morning.
We have prepared local food ingredients like the radish in Annan District, the burdock in Jiali District, and the edamame in Xinhua District. We hope the government officials can eat healthily.
During the epidemic period, the staff cafeteria of the city government also arranged a special area for vegetarian diets.
Eating more vegetables can make oneself healthy and improve his immunity. While the cafeteria is very cooperative, our government officials are also very supportive.
Going meatless once or many times a week to reduce the desire for meat diets establishes a precaution wall for the current epidemic.
The young volunteer of Jingsi Books and Cafe, Liu Xikwan, promoted vegetarianism through a seminar. He shared his vegetarian recipes with adults who were touched by his actions and decided to go meatless after listening to his talk.
Liu Xikwan, who is only 10 years old, can cook vegetarian dishes by himself. He was sharing his recipes with other people.
Because when I listened to Dharma Master Zheng Yin's teachings, I heard to stop this epidemic, we need to start adopting vegetarian diet.
I want to go back home immediately to try to cook for everybody. After listening to him, I think that even a young volunteer can do it. We definitely can do it.
Adopting vegetarian diets is the best way to combat the epidemic. Xinjia Books and Cafe is the place where young volunteers can seize the opportunity to invite the adults to go meatless. A media professional was also touched.
He elaborated how to cook vegetarian meals and explained to the adults the nutrition of vegetarian ingredients. I think to many adults, they will feel surprised that Quanzhou knew all about these.
The young volunteers in Xinjia Books and Cafe are also willing to do good deeds. They do the right things without being left behind.
In Taichung's Taiping Chang'an Recycling Station, volunteers get together on Recycling Day to do sorting work. Some arrive early to prepare a nutritious vegetarian lunch, which has inspired many to switch to a plant-based diet. Let's take a look.
When it's Recycling Day, a number of eager volunteers get up early and start preparing. 4 dishes and 1 soup, as well as a fruit dish, are the nutritious lunch they are preparing. When it comes to mealtime, all the volunteers are quite happy.
When joining this group for a meal, we are all vegetarians. Do I think of eating meat now? If I can eat vegetables, I will try to eat them.
Changing from a meat eater can change your karma, and this recycling station is becoming a fountain of blessings as more people join and become vegetarian. They are taking this lesson home with them.
If I go to my granddaughter's house for a meal, she said she will cook something vegetarian for me. How does she know how to cook vegetarian? She says that her grandmother is a vegetarian, and our whole family eats vegetarian meals.
If just one member of a family is vegetarian, then the whole family can adopt this diet, as many have the same experience. Sun Mulan originally wanted to join the family on a trip to Japan, but coronavirus concerns prevented her from traveling abroad, so she used this opportunity to do recycling.
I was preparing to go to some island in Japan, but because of the coronavirus, I thought about staying home would be better. I thought there must be lots of work at the recycling station, so I told them to take the trip and I would just do recycling. Afterwards, my son said they wouldn't go and we would discuss it later.
Doing good things can never stop, regardless if it is promoting a vegetarian diet or doing recycling, as many selfless volunteers are working to protect us and the planet.
In Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, the senior recycling volunteers at Sri Petaling Recycling Station work very hard to sort recyclables. To help them save energy and time, volunteers have improved the facilities. For instance, the senior volunteers used to bend down to pick up heavy recyclables. Now, they can push the recyclables in a cart.
At Sri Petaling Tzu Chi Recycling Station, volunteers work with one mind and one heart to carry out recycling work.
Everyone helped think of solutions. Recently, we saved a lot of manpower in organizing clothes and glass. We're very grateful to Tzu Chi brothers who brought their employees to help us process the clothes and glass. The female volunteers have saved much energy.
Volunteers think of creative ways to transport resources at the recycling station.
The senior volunteers work very hard and bend down to pick up the recyclables, which are quite heavy as they include books. We really feel for the senior volunteers who work so hard. Then we thought of a solution. We use a large iron cage cart. As the residents bring their recyclables, they can put them into the cart. When we want to bring it out, we just push the cart.
Every Tuesday, we need to organize the clothes. In the past, when I was moving the clothes, I was afraid. If the male volunteers did not come, the female volunteers would have a hard time moving the clothes. Now, we simply roll the clothes down the slide, so we save a lot of manpower.
As the volunteers improve the facilities in the recycling station, they can save more time and energy as they sort recyclables.
In Sabah, Malaysia, Mr. Lim has been suffering from lower back pain, so he can only do odd jobs to support himself. His house is very broken, and when it rained, it would leak from inside. Lim had to put buckets to catch the leaking water and make sure the water would not overflow. Tzu Chi volunteers decided to help him repair his house so he can sleep soundly even when it rains.
Lim Tong Kiang lives in Phnom Penh, but his house has not been repaired for years.
The ceiling leaks and many holes leak, so every time it rains, he has to place a lot of buckets in the living room. So whenever it rains, he cannot sleep well because he worries the buckets will have too much water. Then he has to pour the water outside.
The bridge outside his house is made with planks and they seem about to break. If it rains, it can break suddenly and it will become dangerous.
My lower back can't stand any pressure, because if it does, it will hurt, and there will be many problems, so I can't carry heavy stuff.
Feeling for him, the volunteers help repair his house.
Tzu Chi brothers and sisters help us repair our house so we can live peacefully.
I'm not just feeling grateful, but my tears are running. I'm happy for their help.
The house has been repaired and a wooden bridge has been replaced with a cement bridge, so it has become stronger. From now on, his family doesn't have to worry about rainy days anymore, and they can leave the house safely.
In Taoyuan Xinwu district, 78-year-old Mrs. Wu is in poor health. 2 of her 5 children have died. 1 has a stroke, and the other 2 are unable to take care for themselves. This has resulted in a messy living environment at home. The local borough chief has asked Tzu Chi for assistance, and they all came to help the Wu family clean up their home.
This dilapidated home only has a few windows and there are no dividers. Miscellaneous items, recycled materials, and furniture are all dumped here. Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized more than 30 people to help organize the home.
This elderly woman is now in the care of a seniors group. Because of her poor health and her 2 sons, one with autism and some mental problems, they have no way to take care of themselves. We asked some volunteers and neighbors to help organize the cleanup of the environment together.
The owner of this home is 78-year-old Miss Wu. She has 5 sons, but 2 have already passed away. 1 had a stroke, and the other 2 can't care for themselves, as the borough chief appealed to Tzu Chi for help.
Our care recipient does recycling, so today we are only responsible for cleaning her stuff and helping her do sorting. We sort the garbage from recycled things, but we didn't help her carry it away. It's up to the sanitation team here to take the garbage away.
Volunteers from their community also come together to participate. I think that Tzu Chi helps share this love every corner where it is needed. I feel very moved by this.
In fact, the owner of the home already has a low income eligibility. If her income is low, the follow-up will include someone coming to help her clean.
After finishing cleaning up this home, volunteers also taught the youngest son how to maintain cleanliness. They look forward to keeping the home clean so that the old mother can take a good rest after returning home.
Xue Zhineng runs a Chinese bun shop in Kaohsiung, Taiwan. He noticed that the underprivileged in the community lacked care. For the past decade, he had appealed to the local breakfast shops to give free breakfast to the underprivileged students in junior high schools and elementary schools. Let's take a look.
The disinfectants and masks are raised by this Chinese bun shop.
We asked people to make mask covers for underprivileged families. Then I felt that kids in school also needed them. So we continued looking for mothers who could sew to make mask covers.
In addition to donating goods for over a decade, Xue Zhineng has been working with other breakfast eateries to give free breakfast to underprivileged students at 7 schools, and he also delivers them.
I'm not very powerful, but we have customers who see us helping the students, so they also join by buying some more breakfast to help these students.
Our main purpose is to raise love from the community. If everyone has love, the society will become more harmonious.
Every morning, very early in the morning, he will come to deliver the breakfast, rain or shine, because he worries that the students do not have any breakfast.
Because of his one kind thought, he started a chain of good actions. A charity bazaar is held in the community every year to show support to underprivileged people.
The Coquitlam Tzu Chi Academy in Canada constantly checks the body temperature of the students and also held a lesson to make blessing cards for the medical staffs on the front line. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.